In the world of modern aerial warfare, long-range missiles decide who wins before pilots even see each other. Dogfights have evolved from close-range maneuvers to engagements that start from over 100 kilometers away. In 2026, China moves further into that future with one weapon that has transformed its air force into a beyond visual range threat: the PL-12 air-to-air missile. The PL-12, also known as the SD-10 in export markets, is China's workhorse BVR missile. For years, it has been the backbone of China's aerial combat capability. But in 2026, the missile receives significant upgrades that push it far beyond what most countries expected. Instead of being just China's answer to the American AIM-120 AMRAAM, the PL-12 has matured into something with more reach, more precision, and smarter electronic warfare resistance. Imagine being a fighter pilot cruising at high altitude. Before you can even make visual contact with your enemy, their radar detects you. A few seconds later, a missile launches, not toward where you are, but toward where you will be. That missile can adjust mid-flight, communicate with the launching aircraft, and receive target updates even if you try to disappear behind terrain or clouds. That is the capability of the PL-12. The missile uses a dual guidance system. In the early phase of flight, it receives mid-course updates from the firing aircraft, meaning the pilot can launch, turn away, and let the missile continue independently. As it closes in on the target, the missile switches to active radar guidance. At that moment, it becomes its own hunter. No pilot hears it coming. No pilot sees it. Suddenly, the radar warning receiver screams. They're already too late. The 2026 upgrade brings multiple improvements. First, the missile's range has been extended. The earlier version could hit targets around 100 kilometers away. With improved solid rocket motors and optimized aerodynamics, the PL-12 can now engage targets at longer ranges, stretching the fight far beyond previous limits. China's new electronically scanned array radars give the missile better target tracking and accuracy. The missile's seeker head has been redesigned to resist electronic jamming, a key weakness in older missiles. Another major upgrade is its improved data link capability. The firing aircraft can send real-time updates about the enemy's maneuvers, course changes, speed, and altitude. This ability makes the missile harder to evade and dramatically increases its probability of kill. China is using the PL-12 on multiple fighter platforms: the J-10C, a highly maneuverable multi-role fighter; the J-11B, China's modified flanker; and the stealthy J-20, where the PL-12 serves as the primary beyond-visual range weapon until quantities of the more advanced PL-15 increase. When the PL-12 teams with radar systems like the KLJ-7A or ASA-equipped J-10C, it becomes a deadly long-range sniper. Modern air combat is no longer about who flies the fastest jet. It's about who fires first and who fires accurately. And the PL-12 makes China extremely dangerous at long-range engagements. To understand its importance, consider its competition. The U.S. AIM-120 AMRAAM has dominated the BVR missile scene for decades. European jets often rely on the Meteor, famous for its ramjet propulsion. The PL-12 sits in between these. It doesn't have Meteor's ramjet or the years of combat experience that AMRAAM has, but it brings something else: affordability, mass production, and a rapidly evolving radar and guidance ecosystem. China doesn't just build missiles, it builds the entire system: radar, fighters, digital networking, and command control. The PL-12 isn't just a missile, it's a component of China's integrated kill chain. When Chinese AWACS aircraft extend radar range and a J-10C fires a PL-12, the missile isn't acting alone. It's backed by data from multiple aircraft, making it harder to dodge. In 2026, analysts believe that China has enhanced the missile's electronic countermeasures. In simple terms, Even if a fighter pilot attempts to jam the missile or launch flares or chaff, the missile ignores the distraction and stays locked. It is less fooled by electronic warfare than ever before. Another key feature is terminal maneuverability. Near impact, the missile performs high G turns, sharp maneuvers that allow it to chase down aircraft attempting last-second defensive techniques like barrel rolls or high G diving. Even if the enemy spots the missile, survival becomes a question of milliseconds. What makes the PL-12 especially important is how it fits into China's global strategy. China is developing a network of regional power projection. With debt diplomacy, military exports, and strategic bases, the country supports its allies with modern weapons. The PL-12 is widely exported to Pakistan, where it is used on the JF-17 fighter. Pakistan has repeatedly claimed the missile gives them parity, or sometimes advantage, against Indian jets equipped with older BVR missiles. The PL-12 changed the aerial balance in Asia, and now the 2026 upgrade reinforces China's edge. As tensions rise in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait, these missiles become more than technology. They become signals of deterrence. The message is simple. If war starts, China intends to win in the air before the enemy gets close. The future belongs to missiles that think, missiles that cooperate, missiles that are part of a wider digital battle network. China's upgrades to the PL-12 show that the country understands this clearly. Sometimes, winning is not about building the most powerful missile. It's about building enough weapons, upgrading them fast, and integrating them into a larger war strategy. The PL-12 is proof that in modern warfare, speed is important, range is important, but information is everything. As we move into a future where beyond visual range combat becomes the norm, the PL-12 remains one of China's most influential and widely deployed weapons. And in 2026, with upgrades that extend its range, increase its tracking accuracy, and raise its resistance to electronic warfare, it becomes even more crucial. The world has entered a new era of aerial combat. Whoever sees the enemy first, strikes first, and hits first, wins. And China's PL-12 missile ensures that China is ready for that kind of war.